Hello, everybody. Welcome to Logical Reasoning and Data Interpretation with Krishna. I'm part of the LTX CAT faculty, taking care of the LRDI preparation for your CAT coaching. Along with me are a couple of other faculties by name Suresh and Harsha, who will take care of verbal ability and quant respectively. LTX has recently launched a new course for CAT aspirants by name CAT Infinity. It comes with a lifetime validity. It effectively means that once you are part of our family, the CAT family, you would be in a position to attend the classes without any restrictions. And for whatever course fee you pay for once, we will be there to support you in your entire preparation for CAT till the time you find admission into the college of your choice. What we bring to the table is a bit unique because all of us have got industry experience. We bring life related skills, we give you real life examples. Rather than a textbook approach, we adopt concept based learning and teaching methodologies for your CAT preparation. The actual course fee is 20,000, but there is a special offer running currently. A teaser rate of 15,000 is applicable if you are joining before 15th of July. For any further details you want to know about this course or the faculty, please feel free to reach out to the contact number given, that is 78938 We look to have you on board. As part of this video, I'm going to explain you how to solve various riddles or puzzles from a concept based approach or a systematic approach, because we believe that when you apply a principled and disciplined approach to problem solving, it doesn't matter whether you know or you don't know the formulas, any question can be solved. So let's get into the question. What you see on the screen is a simple puzzle. Let's read to understand what the question is, and then we will adopt a principled and disciplined approach to solve this question. Once upon a time, a horse racing competition is being conducted. There is only one racing track that can accommodate 5 horses at once. Unfortunately, there is no timer to determine the exact time taken by a horse to complete the race. There are 25 horses competing in the competition, and the racetrack can be used multiple times to conduct the races. So there is only one racing track which can accommodate only 5 horses at one go. You do not have a timer, so we don't know which horse has taken what time to complete the race. But we can use the track multiple times to determine or to conduct races to determine who is the fastest or slowest. Now, if you are the organizer of the racing competition, how many races do you have to conduct to determine the fastest 3 horses? So it goes without saying, they're basically asking you how many minimum number of races would you be able to determine the fastest 3 horses. Okay, so just to recap, we have one racetrack, 5 horses can race at one go. We have 25 horses, and we can use the track multiple times. We need to determine the fastest 3 horses in minimum number of races. Okay, so let us approach this question this way. If there are 25 horses, let us designate these horses with some numbers. Let's say A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, so on. I'll keep noting down till E5. That makes it 25 horses. So we have 25 horses. Since one race can accommodate 5 horses, what we'll do is we'll conduct 5 races first. So first race is across A's, second race across B's, third across C's, fourth across D's, fifth across E's. For simplification purposes, let us say that in the race 1, the horses A1, A2, A3 came first, second and third. Similarly, in the second race, B1, B2, B3 are first, second and third. C1, C2, C3 are first, second and third. Similarly, D1, D2, D3 and E1, E2, E3 are first, second and third in the respective races. Since it is a symmetric data, there is no harm in assuming A1, A2, A3. మీరు A1, A4, A5 ఎలాగని ర్యాండమ్గా కూడా అజ్యూమ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. టు మేక్ ఇట్ సింప్లర్, I chose the first three horses to be the first, second and third positions. Okay. ఈ క్వశ్చన్లో they asked us to determine the fastest three horses. So what does the fastest three horses mean? In any race, the horse which comes fourth position is definitely not among the fastest three in any race. Now among these 5 races, we can we safely say A4, A5, B4, B5, C4, C5, similarly D4, D5, E4, E5 can never be in the top 3, because A4 and A5 have already lost to A1, A2, A3, which means they can never be in third position. There are already 3 horses better than them. Our concept basis మీద we'll be able to solve this question now. So any horse which gets defeated by 3 horses or more will not be part of the fastest 3 horses. So that way we are able to eliminate 10 horses after first 5 races. Okay. Now what we'll do is, since we said A1 is first, B1 is first, C1 is first, and similarly D1 and D1 are first in their respective races, let us now conduct a race among all the firsts. Okay. So the 6th race will be among A1, B1, C1, D1 and E1. Again, for simplicity purpose, let us say A1, B1, C1 have come first, second and third. In such a scenario, the same concept when we apply, D1 and D1, since they came 4th and 5th in this race, can I say D1 and D1 cannot be in the top 3? So if D1 and D1 cannot be in top 3, the similar thing can apply also for D2, D3, E2, E3, because D1 is a faster horse than D2 and D3, and if D1 is not part of the top 3, definitely D2, D3 can also be not part of the top 3. Okay. So after 6 horses, we are now left with A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. Now, out of all the horses, we can definitely say A1 is the fastest. So we already determined the fastest horse. Now, to determine the second and third horses, let us look at the results of the 6th race. In 6th race, C1 came third, right? If C1 has come third, what about C2, C3? C1 is faster than C2, so definitely C2 can't be third. Similarly, C3 also can't be in top 3, because if C1 itself is in third position, there is no way C2, C3 can be faster than the third position. So I can eliminate C2, C3 as well. Now let us look at B1. If B1 is in second position, the next fastest horse in this race of second race after B1 are B2 and B3. So if B2 is in second position overall, if B2 is third, then B3 has to be fourth. So definitely B3 also can't make it to the top 4. So if I eliminate B3, C2, C3, we are only left with horses A2, A3, B1, B2 and C1, for which I'll conduct a 7th race to determine the top 2, because we already know A1 is the fastest. So whoever comes first in the 7th race will be the overall second fastest, and whoever comes second will be the overall third fastest. So the number of races that you need to determine the top 3 horses or the fastest 3 horses are 7. I hope you enjoyed the problem solving and the methodology that we adopted. If you have a different method and you have a slightly various different approach to this, please feel free to comment. We look to having you on board. Stay safe. Take care.